Hello. Before we bring the director up, we have, I want to tell you that there is a reprint of Roger's book, 2 Weeks in the Midday Sun, about the Cannes Film Festival, and they have it available for sale in the back. But I would like to give it to someone who's been here a long time, who's been coming to the festival a long time, who would like to read about the Cannes Film Festival. Who is that? Who? Where? Okay. What? Okay, what's your name? Jan? Jay. Jay, I'm holding this for you. I'm going to hold it in the back, but because you said it first, you get your choice of 2 Weeks in the Midday Sun or a Blu-ray of Life Itself. You don't have to make the decision now. You can make it later. I would also, this is a very special edition of Life Itself in Chinese. Who would like to have this one? Who? Okay. Who is that? Lee? Lee? Domo arigato gozaimasu. But that's Japanese. Okay? I'm going to hold this in the back for you, for Lee. I would also like to give away a hardback copy of Life Itself, because these are going out of print. Right there. There's a chasm. So, what's your name? Sean, I'm holding this for you in the back. Oh, really? Okay. Great. Well, then I'm really happy that you'll be a good steward of this book. All right. There are some other things that we have later, but those of you whose name I called, I'll see you later. There's someone that I want to thank. Melissa Murley did an article about her that was so beautiful. It was one of the volunteers who helped shepherd our guest around, and her name was, yes, and is she here today? Where are you? Will you stand, please, so I can see you? Do you see her? Oh. Thank you. That article was beautiful, and I learned things about the people who helped, some of the volunteers, some of the things that I didn't know in that article. So Melissa, thank you for that article, and thank you for doing it all these years. Are you helping this year? Who do you have this year? Okay, great. Thank you. There's one other person I want to acknowledge. His name is Jim Burns. He comes here from Oklahoma, and Jim comes with his son. And they get a chance to talk when they're going back and forth. And he says it brings them so close. I love hearing stories like that about Ebertfest, because, you know, it's not just a film festival. It's sort of a spirit of thing. Roger said, you know, the communal experience that we have. That's why in the very early days, when they thought maybe, because we love the art theater, maybe we could have part here, maybe we could have part at the art theater, maybe we could have part on the university campus of showing, then he said no. He wanted everyone together at the same time, watching the same movie, and then going out on our pavilion out there, our plaza, where we have food trucks. We have someone, her name is Bertha Mitchell. She brings her barbecue. Her company's name is Charity. She comes every year. She has a son. Yes, let's give her a hand. Unfortunately, she can't hear your hand because your ovation because she's out there working. She has a son who plays hockey. He was like one of the first African-American hockey players I ever met. She works so hard with that company, and she drives him all over the United States and Canada so he could have an opportunity to play hockey. And she's been doing that since he was like 12 years old. And he's out there working today. So if you're out there and you go to Charity's tent, say hello to Bertha and her son Marcus. I think that's about all for now. You know, there are others of you I will call out. I hope I don't embarrass you. But I just love that you come back year after year and that you share your stories with us and yourselves with us. Now, this is a movie and a director that I'm really happy to introduce you to. Actually, we have two people. We have the director and we have the producer of the movie. The director is Paul Weiss. He, along with his brother Chris Weiss, were longtime collaborators, directed his debut film, American Pie. In addition to writing the film Ants, the Weiss brothers also wrote and directed About a Boy. I love that movie. And they earned an Oscar nomination for Best Adapted Screenplay. Additionally, Weiss is the writer and director of films including Being Flynn, American Dreams, and In Good Company. And he also directed the film Admission. He's currently an executive producer on the Amazon series Mozart in the Jungle, starring Gael Garcia Bernal. I always pronounce his first name wrong, which recently won the Golden Globe for Best Comedy Series and Best Actor in a Comedy. We also have Andrew Miano, the producer. He's a native of Buffalo, New York. He started his career in entertainment at the William Morris Agency, and he's partnered with writer-director Paul and Chris Weiss and their production company, Depth of Field, for the last 15 years. His most recent project is the 2015 critically acclaimed film, Grandma. His other credits include Admission, Tom Ford's A Single Man, that's a gorgeous movie, and he also produced American Dreams and Cirque du Freak, The Vampire's Assistant. Please help me welcome Paul Weiss and Andrew Miano.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for being here. I want to thank Chaz and Nate and Casey and everybody from the festival for welcoming us here, and you guys as well. I was trying to think just now whether I felt that getting a bad review from Roger Ebert was better than getting a good review from any other critic, and my answer is no. But even if I was getting a bad review from Mr. Ebert, I felt like there's a gentle imprecation to please just do better. And that's definitely what I was trying to do with this film. And it was a labor of love, which makes it sound, labor makes it sound less pleasant than it was. I think that when you do have a situation where you can have love for, not so much for an idea, because who cares about that, but I had a lot of love for Lily Tomlin, who I'd gotten to spend time with because she played Tina Fey's mom in Admission. She's so unique, and in a particular way that I use for this, aside from the fact that, I wrote this for her. I didn't tell her I was writing it. I'd spent some time with her, so I had a sense of her voice. And then I took her out to lunch, and I didn't tell her I'd written something for her. And I remember she ordered a steak salad for lunch, and I thought to myself, I wish she hadn't ordered the steak, because I don't want her to choke when I tell her I've written something for her. But the thing with her was, you really hope that when somebody is insightful and cynical, It has a really clear scan of what ails human nature, that they also have love and are on some level innocent and optimistic, and that's what I feel about her. Speaking of innocent and optimistic, I want to thank Andrew for sticking with us for 15 years. The artifact that you don't see when you watch a film is the process of making the film, but that's very much what one takes away. And it's the sets. I believe that for me, like when I step on a set and Andrew's producing, there's care for the crew and respect for everybody involved, from the star to somebody with one line. At least that's the aspiration, and I think he achieves it remarkably well. Thank you so much for watching the film, and we'll talk to you afterwards.